squeezing it for real. My boy, my Ravens done won today. Ravens won.
Hey. On a scale of 1 to 10, how wanted would you say you are?
Probably a 10. Nobody's more wanted than me.
I wasn't lying when I said these guys are wanted.
Should I go? Have I watched Tommy G version of this? Cause this nigga going crazy. This nigga going crazy. Let me see.
Easy, Tiger. Easy.
He talking about easy tiger, easy tiger.
Going on 11 1PD. Slim team, the dream team.
So buckle up, folks. This is gonna be a wild ride.
One day in the safety of my home.
No, this is crazy. How you feel? How you living, my boy Skip?
Explore these two drivers named Squeeze Benz and Wears 981. When I looked at their pages, their driving shocked me. I would describe their videos as daring, dangerous, and reckless. I'm fascinated by the human desire to push limits and go against the grain. I'm fascinated by the daredevils and outlaws of the world. Young men in particular love to do this in a variety of ways. Evel Knievel shot himself out of a cage, just risked their own necks in the stunts. They also risk the lives of innocent pedestrians and the law enforcement that chases them. These guys regularly go. We want to stress that the behavior depicted in this video is dangerous, illegal, and should never be imitated. And remember,
get to the video.
One bad crash to ruin your life or
that car culture, you know me. You know I'm into the cars.
We wanted to know
you don't see nothing good with the cars. Cars is
extra time to kill at the New York airport.
Cars is life.
Showing people videos of Squeeze Benz and Wears 981 driving. Here's what they had to say about it.
I know you said you were public transportation. Ooh.
What do you think of that?
Dangerous.
Dangerous.
He's lost and it's a bit dangerous. Was everyone else at risk?
He's probably going 120, 130 right now. See how there's some close calls?
I feel like he thinks he's in a video game.
That's literally what it be looking like. He thinking, what it do? Oh, you can sit down. Oh, yeah, appreciate it.
She said appreciate it too.
Oh yeah, she all good.
Kids that are on those roads too. When that guy hits one of my kids, he'll say, I don't know what happened.
I could tell this guy a million times that he's gonna kill somebody on the road. He's gonna do it anyways. What do you think about that?
It makes me mad. I get it. All kids, they're bred to do that, right? But it's still irresponsible.
If I told you that this guy's gotten away from not only multiple police, but
F1 or NASCAR, I don't. If you talking about watching it, I don't be watching it. I wanna be in a NASCAR.
Like it's really selfish.
I wanna see how that shit feel.
Get his license taken away for some period of time and probably have to go through safe driving classes, maybe talk to people who are victims of people
I
that
think it
drive
should be
like him.
commensurate with like attempted manslaughter or something like. I mean,
Yeah.
that's in effect
Yeah.
you're putting people at risk intentionally when you go a certain.
Attempted manslaughter. Get your bitch out.
mother or father, what would you tell him?
That he's a selfish idiot. One of these days, somebody is gonna get in his way, and that person's
The fuck is attempted manslaughter when I ain't,
dead. And
bro?
if he
I'll
ends up
slap
dead,
you,
that's
bro.
his consequence for what he does. But nobody
Give me
else
to the
is
The
cars.
cheapest price that gets paid is not the person driving the car. And someone's gonna end up dying, and that'll be that.
That can ruin hundreds of people's lives. Like if a kid in a school were to die, everybody in the school
It's a
would be
ripple
mourning
effect.
for that one person.
Oh yeah, he's tripping.
He is tripping.
Somebody. Do you think it should be manslaughter or first degree?
I say manslaughter because you know what you're doing. Like you're just driving crazy. Like
What would you tell him?
Oh, if he hits somebody,
be
yeah.
like, slow down.
What do you think about driving like this?
Oh, it's terrible. I don't like it.
Like you better stay away from it.
Yeah.
What should
Talk about like he better stay away from.
manslaughter or first degree? That's some of the debate.
If he hits somebody, you mean if he kills somebody? It's vehicular manslaughter.
This guy has the ability to get away from multiple police vehicles and including helicopters.
Right.
So he hasn't been caught. Yesterday, he got away from a helicopter.
Where? In New York or California?
New York.
Wow. What kind of car is he renting?
Lamborghini.
I could see I was out running the comms. I guess we could hope for him hitting a telephone pole. Turn yourself in, bro.
What the fuck? Nigga said hope for him to hit a telephone pole.
You're
Damn.
a driver and you're gonna hurt innocent people.
Benz. Recently, he's been making the news for his high-speed stunts. While some people see his driving as exhilarating or exciting, there's a rising sentiment that this sort of behavior unnecessarily endangers innocent drivers and pedestrians.
Everybody can't do it.
It's reckless. It's
Everybody
scary,
can't
it's
do it,
flagrant.
man.
Don't do this at home. He's kind of like a high-speed fugitive. I'm always interested in the outlaws of the world. People that live on the edge. You love your drink. Guys, if you want to hit me up, please do. I would love to talk. TommyGMcGee.com. Oh my god, dude. What the f is this, Batman, dude?
Somebody, is this Batman?
On On a
Clean
scale of
ass
1 to 10,
years.
how wanted would you say you are?
Probably a 10. Nobody's more wanted than me.
Really?
Yeah.
That's insane.
It started like about a year ago. I got my first Benz, and I always did like little driving videos, and I never really took it to nothing. And then my boy started saying like, you know, mad people are blowing up off this, and I was just like, you know, that's just how it started.
I'm curious, like you have a Lamborghini, at one point a Mercedes-Benz. I'm sure you go through a lot of different cars. Are you going on tour and just driving people's cars all crazy? You guys getting your own cars? Like, tell me about that.
I had my own car for a bit, but then I changed it up because I did get chased a lot. So I just realized, like, you know, doing long-term rentals is just a way better route. And then obviously I don't tell these guys I'm street vet.
Did you ever get blown up by the tour people asking what the hell happened?
They do ask, and then like I kind of just like, you know, just driving the car. You know what I mean?
You mix danger, but there's also
This
other
nigga
people
just be taking other people's
So what do you think
cars,
about the element of danger?
doing
I've
this.
been doing this since like real shit since I was 9. I used to take my dad's car out, and I used to just walk out. I've been doing this for so long now that I feel like I did have some professional at it. Like, you know, niggas know like that's how I drive. There's been incidents where I've gone out with people and they try keeping up with me and they crash.
How fast do you go?
I mean, there's been a video on live where I've gone one-handed 210 miles an hour.
Filming with one hand, driving with the other, 210 miles an hour.
Yeah.
That's insane. Did that scare you?
Not really, just to build up a tolerance of just speed.
Do you feel like the police watch your Instagram?
100%, they do.
Let's pop in the car and keep the conversation going.
Nah, this is crazy.
Normally, yeah, compared to like, am I in the high end of
Not just my high end, but
That's okay. Does your mom worry about you?
I call her, she don't even want to hear the things that I'm doing. She be getting scared because she know I be doing shit, like, you know what I mean?
Do you know any friends that have gotten really hurt or died doing this?
My boy, he was racing, and he knocked up, and he hit his head, and his head, like, split open a little bit. He needed stitches, but, like, other than that, nothing's ever happened.
Tell me about the camera system in New York. How hard is it to evade capture or awareness of the police?
Super easy. A lot of people, like they be doing crimes with their plates on. Like, I mean, if I go and run from a cop, I'm gonna make sure I either have altered plates or no plates at all.
New York City is home to one of the most advanced camera surveillance networks on the planet. An Amnesty International project identified that there are more than 25,000 public and private cameras at traffic intersections across the city. This camera technology can capture faces and other details from up to 400 feet away. This infrastructure isn't cheap either. This camera technology, combined with cell phone tracking tools, spyware, and facial recognition, racked up nearly $3 billion in expenditures from the
Wow.
NYPD from
$3 billion
2007
in
to
surveillance.
2019. When street racers run rampant in the city, it's easy for governments to make the argument to increase the surveillance in order to shut down this reckless and deadly behavior. However, this same technology can also be used to capture the profiles of millions of civilians on a daily basis, something that is currently happening in China and that many Americans are afraid of. As technology such as AI facial recognition and high-def cameras increase,
What are the different penalties for if you got caught doing what we were doing?
Jail time. I'm running red lights. I'm doing more than triple the speed limit, double the speed limit. This is a lot of tickets to.
You did a video in Times Square recently, right?
Yeah.
I send it back for all my insecurities.
Going crazy. What the fuck?
It only takes one mistake to permanently change or destroy somebody's life.
I do understand that. It's just like we were also like it was a lot of people. 12 o'clock in the morning. You seen in the video like I stopped, looked around, made sure there was nobody, and started doing donuts. And then when I was running the red lights, I'm not gonna lie, I was low key bugging. I low key know how to run the red lights. I've been chased by Mac cops to the point where I could blow the red lights doing 60, 70. No, I'm not gonna get my car.
What is your strategy to get away from this?
Hopping on the highway. These cops, like, they're not really built for that. It's a lot of real rookie cops now. It's a bunch of rookie cops, and these guys do not know how to drive on the highway.
let's talk about how drivers like Benz can
Nah,
evade
this
the
nigga
penalties
going
for so
crazy.
long. They do so by altering or covering up their license plates so the car cannot be tracked by police or the traffic cameras. Cars with this modification have been nicknamed ghost cars. Last month, a joint task force was launched between New York Governors Kathy Hochul, New York Mayor Eric Adams,
The longest police chase you.
Milwaukee. The guys running through the red lights, driving the stolen cars, and driving aggressively, most of them do not have license plates.
What's the longest police chase you've been in?
30 minutes, 20 minutes.
That's a pretty long chase. How many guys do you think were chasing you at once?
I had to do like 3, 4, but the main thing was the helicopter. That was really hard to get in. Luckily, it was late night. I was in the Porsche, and that shit does 210 miles an hour. So I just hopped on the highway. You know what I mean? The helicopter can only go so fast.
You go faster than the helicopter?
Yeah, they only like top out like 150, 140.
You crash into somebody, they get paralyzed, they die, do you think you deserve to go to prison?
Yes. Obviously, I wouldn't want to be put into prison for life. If I kill somebody, that's somebody's life. Like, that's somebody's mother, brother, cousin, whatever the case is. If somebody crashed into my mom in her car and they killed her, I'd want them to go to jail. You know what I mean? Maybe not for life, but just enough to get it in their head, like, you know?
What makes taking these risks?
Hey, at least he accountability.
I don't really see them as risk. I see them as, like, you know, me just everyday driving.
You say you've been driving since you were 9 years old?
My dad used to give me his car. You know, I used to sit on his lap when I was like 7. He used to give me the steering wheel, that, and then, you know, I hit 9. He used to send me, yo, go to AutoZone real quick. I used to go to AutoZone, Home Depot, whatever the case is. At 13, I used to start picking up my boys, and that's when I started really, like, you know, cutting up.
Oh my motherfucker. Okay, easy, Tiger. Easy. Come on. Hey. No more. Ooh, that motherfucking made me.
Imagine me doing that.
At 100?
Yeah, that's really nothing.
How many police chases do you think you've been in?
More than my hand. There's been so many times where, like, the boys just get behind us and they start chasing. Or, like, it's not really chases to us. You know, they back off.
Do you think you're the most wanted driver in New York?
Between me and Where's 981, like, Where's 981 low-key died down, I feel like I've taken over that spot, so yeah.
I'm sure there are a lot of young men that watch your content. What do you think about kids that want to go try and replicate this, copy this?
From Squeeze Benz himself, do not come try this.
This is something that you can get paralyzed, you could die. I don't drive like this, you shouldn't. Some people in this game take lots of risks, and Squeeze is one of those guys, but highly advise never to do this. How sophisticated is the camera system in New York?
It's getting more sophisticated now to where, like, you know, it take them probably 2-3 days to really find where you was at, you know what I mean?
How do you stash your vehicle so that the police don't trace you to your house?
I pay for a garage, I have other parking garages where I park my car.
So just like a drug dealer has trap houses, you have different...
I have trap houses, yeah.
Here we go, are you nervous at all?
I'm fucking nervous.
The boys are right here.
Can I get a glove on this? Stay off the truck.
But how do you know he was about to get out of his vehicle and you were just about to smash him as he opened up his door?
I would have told him that. Nah, chill.
Why do you think this is something that young men gravitate towards?
Adrenaline.
Nigga
Let's talk
said
about
sucks
brain
for
development
them.
in young men. The male brain does not of years to being hunter-gatherer, and it helps to explain why you see.
So I got behind him, I started playing with him, and I was recording. I got away, obviously. A week later, I started getting chased by 2-3 black Chargers. I'm looking up, and I see the helicopter above me, and I'm like, oh nah. It was only like my second ever helicopter chase, so my heart was bumping. I'm not knowing how hard these guys are gonna go for me right now. They're gonna set a roadblock up, something, you know what I mean? But thank God that wasn't the case.
Like a spike strip.
That's never happened to me. I don't need to give these niggas advice, but like, I don't know why they don't use spike strips.
Is it hard for you not to be going fast right now?
Honestly, yeah. If New York really wanted to step their game up, they should put a place where people can do this and have fun in a safe environment. If you give us a spot, we're gonna use it.
How long do you see yourself doing this for?
This is not gonna be a forever thing. Eventually, it's gonna turn into a brand.
How often do you drive reckless?
It's every day, but to a limit.
Let's talk about reckless driving in the States. In 2021, there were 6 million car crashes and
6
31,500
million?
were fatal. A survey by the insurance company Nationwide found that 47% of Gen Z reported driving faster than the speed limit, and 34% of them reported video chatting while driving. Actions like this help contribute to car crashes being the leading cause of death. In New York, vehicular manslaughter is a felony that carries a steep sentence of up to 15 years.
We took 2 Polaroids, they're fresh off the press, still developing. We're gonna put them in 2 random people that buy merch in the next 48 hours. 2 people will get squeezed back.
With a helicopter chase, extended cut interview with swim team, and more. This is some good shit. Patreon. With New York driver Where's 981 and his crew, the swim team. Swimming refers to the driving technique where they cut up, weaving in and out of traffic to get where they want to go. They've gained a lot of notoriety online, and I wanted to talk to them to learn more about them.
The faster you go and the more dangerous you drive, the more views you get.
Alright guys, we're pulling up to meet the swim team. You're one of the groups of the drivers. Why do you guys call yourself swim team?
This is how it started, like, they call me Float. Used to be called Float Apostle, so, like, I guess it's like a teacher. I would teach you how to float. And then it just turned into, like, you know, we started cutting up and stuff. It was almost like we were swimming through traffic, and they'll call me, like, Michael Phelps, so we're swimming.
How fast do you go sometimes?
I'm hitting 150 every day. It's easy to hit 150, bro. Like, you can do this no matter what. Your 50, 60 miles an hour is my 100.
Have you had any near misses?
Yeah, of course. People come to me like, oh, how do I do this? How do I do that? I'm not going to try and teach you how to do it because of the simple fact that someone can get hurt. Thank you that I have not hurt anybody. It's like shooting a gun in an open field. Like, anybody can get hit with a straight bullet.
If you hit somebody and they get really injured or die, what should be the punishment you think?
I'm I'm going to jail 1,000%.
Yeah, it's worth it. Why?
It's not worth it. That's the thing. I can't justify it, you know?
What's it like being in a high
He
speed?
said I can't justify.
Sometimes it feels crazy, bro. Like you're like you're scared to go home. Some way, somehow, you make it home. You have a little bit of a tough night of sleep that first night, and then you make it to the second night. You make it to the next night. They never come. After that, you get numb to it, you know?
What are the laws in New York for chasing people? Because I know in Milwaukee, oftentimes they don't chase you at a certain speed because they know it results in civilian deaths. A lot of times when the chase happens.
It depends on the cop, honestly. I've seen cops where one of my boys, this dude going off-road in New York, and the cops following him off the road. It just takes that one, you know, that one cop that's just ready to be like, all right, I'm coming for you, and it's over.
What does your mom think about this?
I bring my mom to work, she's going 150. She didn't get scared. In her eyes, she knows I'm a good driver. Like, she got mother's prayers, of course. She's gonna always pray for me, make sure everything works out every single time, but she's not too stressed.
M3.
I wouldn't say I created swim, so it started off between me and Tom, right? Swimming, and then we're like, why does that sound kind of nice?
So I'm here with...
B250, where's 981? Float.
And I'm Tommy G, allegedly. Who out of this group is the high-speed specialist?
This nigga right here is like nasty on the track. This nigga right here, he's just nasty on the road. He can slide, drift, go fast.
What's the fastest you guys have ever gone in a car before? 170?
183. 192.
That's life or death speed. What makes it worth it for you to put yourself in that position where you could go to the afterlife if you're not careful?
Rush, man. I'm not driving my car, but I just drive it that fun, bro. If I die, I die. And I'm not living life like I'm gonna die from it. I'm not trying to go outside and die.
That nigga said if I die, I die.
I hopped in a car and went that fast off rip. It's kind of like I got used to it, slowly, you know, building up like a tolerance to the speed. If you're watching this and you're a driver, then you know what I mean when you feel the rear wheels through the seat of the car.
You're super in tune and it's almost like the car is an extension of your body.
You have senses from the seat, the steering wheel, the audio cues, how loud the engine is, if your tires are squealing. You have so many cues in it, and it's really up to you to take all that sensory input and be able to like drive properly. So it's like we're not trying to do this shit forever. Like we genuinely want to hop on the track, just go crazy. It's just distracted right now. It's expensive, and people are shutting the tracks down.
Do you guys know anyone that has...
They shutting them down. They is shutting them down.
For sure, but nobody does really no one ever does that. If anybody were to seriously get hurt or crash or anything like that, I think it'll end it for everybody. I think we don't stop.
There's a risk of hurting someone that's completely... Someone could be on their way to work. Someone could be going to pick up their kid from soccer practice. Like, how does that factor in your driving and what you think about when you drive?
I don't have to force nothing. If I get left, I get stuck.
What does that mean when you get left?
If I'm following 91 or I'm following float and they think it's cut I can't take, I'm not taking it. When we swim for each other. We drive for each other. We don't drive for ourselves. I know exactly how each one of them drives and how I drive. So God forbid someone has to hard brake, the cars behind are already braking and looking for openings so we're not rear-ending each other.
Have you guys had any near misses?
Of course. But there's this one time where he took a cut. Right after he took the cut, it was either I fit the cut or I'm gone. It's funny saying this, but we're not criminals. We have real-life jobs. We have insurance on our cars. We pay for our cars. Like, people think, oh, it's daddy's money. Like, that should be pissing me off, bro, because I did work hard as for this shit, bro.
Do you guys' moms know about this?
She knows, and she tells me every day to stop. And I tell her, look, I'm trying. We have a brand swim team, right? We're not trying to cut a reckless 24/7, bro. Like, we got a 5M service coming up, a Southern Forces service coming up, and honestly, like, we see the community, we see the love you guys are giving us, and we're not gonna take this and just, throw it all away. It's like one of those stories we're trying to create where the bad guy kind of wins.
What do you say to the people that are like super pissed when they see what you do? They're like, that's reckless, it's selfish, it's dangerous, people could die. What do you say to those type of folks?
Honestly, bro, you're great. I agree with them, bro. I don't even argue with them. I don't argue with them, bro. I don't argue with them either. When people look at accidents and they see like us cutting up and like racing through traffic, doing a whole bunch of dumb stuff, they see it as not precise. Like they're thinking like we're just out there and we're trying to crash. We're not trying to crash. If anything, I would argue that when we're on the road, we're actually paying attention to the road more than anyone else on the road. Or another thing is drinking and driving. And like we don't ever be under the influence ever behind the wheel. and I'm proud to say that.
Tell me what's going through your head in the police chase. How do you get away? What are you thinking about? Are you trying to go a few streets then take an exit? Do you got a hideout? Like, how do you evade police in this type of situation?
Hold on, don't give out too much sauce. You gotta bring it home, man.
There's people that might watch what you do and wonder how the police have not caught you yet. What is your answer?
I mean, truly, the way that we don't get caught is to stop being dickhead. New York has a no chase policy. I can say this because I've been, like, at least in swim, I got into the most out chases, right? And I'm not saying it because I like that. I got the worst luck, bro. Honestly, got the worst luck of it.
I wanted to know what the legal perspective was on what swim team, Squeeze Benz, and all these other New York drivers were doing. What were the legal ramifications? How much?
So when I started, I used to get super nervous, especially when I used to run. And the reason I started running is not because I don't like cops. It's simply because it got to a point where I can't afford the tickets anymore. Because I was getting singled out for no reason. The speed limit is 50, right? So I would be on the Bell Parkway and I'm going 70, 75. I'm doing the same speed everyone else is doing. However, when the state trooper sees everyone else and me, they single me out because I'm in a white Porsche. So then they think I can afford the ticket. But in the beginning I could, but then that shit started stacking up. And if you're gonna say, oh, then just don't speed, I wasn't speeding. I was just keeping up with the flow of traffic, right? And then I just started running one day because I just couldn't afford the tickets anymore. And then it just started from there. I was super nervous at first. You gotta count lawyer fees too. After the first time, I only got nervous. That was only because I got taken out of the house.
How many people were at 15 cars? Do you guys had to get away from helicopters before?
I never had to. Thank God. Honestly, I feel like I go to the situation.
Has the news reached out to any of you guys?
Oh yeah, of course. Bro, I ain't going front. This is crazy. I'm like AB7 News at all. Because they reached out to me about my content and they still posted after I said no. I don't like that. But yeah, this man news article about us and everything.
So news reporters have reached out to you guys. They DM you, they email you. Okay, so Ali Bauman from CBS New York.
Yeah, she did me twice. I was like, no, feel me? I just never responded.
What made you say no to her and yes to me?
Honestly, bro, you're not a cop. Yeah, you're not a cop. You're not associated with the law. You don't have an ulterior motive. I genuinely feel like you're not going to try to paint a bad picture with it. And you've seen your videos, you've seen the work you do, and the type of, honestly, you interview people that do worse stuff than us. Yeah, so it's like, come on now, if you were keeping them safe, there's no reason why you wouldn't keep us safe, bro.
To me, it feels really fun to have no journalistic background, to be beating them at their own game.
Yeah, definitely. Bro, honestly, bro, when you're an authentic person, you go far in life.
I feel like people in our generation.
One and his team are well aware that a lot of his fans are young males that might try and replicate what they do. And knowing that that is incredibly dangerous, his team has done something so you can join them in the safety of your home. They built this online Assetto Corsa server so you can drive, swerve, drift, whatever you want. All you need is a computer, internet connection.
I advise you, don't try it out.
Guys here to do B-roll of their cool cars. But while waiting their turn, a couple of them decided to do donuts in a parking lot where there were many families. Because of this, the police were called, and in a few minutes, an NYPD helicopter arrived on the scene. This is what happened next.
Well, we got a dip in a second. You seen that, right? Yeah.
Hello, folks. I'm Tommy G. Here with the most wanted drivers in New York. Look, they're peeling out. Folks, I wasn't lying when I said these guys are wanted. Well, folks, I think it's time we get out of here. Stay safe. Realize that the choices you make can impact other people. There's dangerous things you can do.